Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's SUBCHVRGE, and today I am going to be doing a bit of a track breakdown on my new release called Temple of the Blue Moon. It's out right now on any sort of streaming services you can think of. This is a little bit different than what I normally like to make in my free time, but for this one, the circumstances around it were kind of very particular, so we can talk about why I wrote the song, the circumstances around the song for a bit, and then I'll hop into the track breakdown. So if you don't want to hear any of that, just go to the timestamp up here on the screen, and that'll be the track breakdown right there. I want to talk a little bit about the song, why I wrote this song, how the song came to be. My fiance and I had planned a vacation because we were both kind of just working too hard. I was getting a little burnt out on music, so we decided it would be a good idea to get out for a weekend. And this really, really beautiful place. It's in the state. It's in the area called Treehouse Point. The spot that we stayed at was absolutely immaculate. It was gorgeous, and yeah, so we decided to stay up there for a weekend. And one of the things that I really wanted to do with that weekend was to create a song that encompassed a whole bunch of different types of elements around me, like the streams and the rivers and the rocks. And I wanted to create something that that had a bunch of like nature sounds in it, essentially. Because I was going through a creative rut, and I wasn't really getting out and sampling nature as much as I would have liked to. So we got up to the spot, and I was able to get a bunch of really cool samples recorded, and then I brought them back into the DAW, and I started to write this song. The song actually really means a lot to me because it's a song that I would actually go back and listen to in my free time. A lot of times when I'm writing music, I'm not really doing that. I'm more just kind of like writing music to either hear it on big stages or to kind of just send it off to labels. I wasn't really doing a lot of music that I generally would want to listen to in my free time, so this was more of an exploration in doing that than anything. And I think it actually turned out for the best because this ended up being one of my favorite pieces of music that I've ever written. So without further ado, let's hop into the project breakdown itself. So if you don't know what the song sounds like, I'll play a little bit for you. So yeah, that's the song. Again, it's something that I don't really normally write, but I had a lot of fun doing it. So let's start up here in the effects section. We're kind of just really playing it super easy on the effects. We have like a little bit of a transition here, but nothing super crazy. We have some white noise coming in, and then like a little bit of a riser when the drop comes in. A lot of these sounds are sounds from my sample packs, which are on my Gumroad. I'll leave those linked down below so you can check those out. And yeah, let's hop into some of the vocals. A choir from Omnisphere. This is the full ooze choir, the piano instead of the mezzo forte or the forte or whatever. The piano is just basically like super soft. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a really nice low energy sort of choir. And this kind of echoes and repeats throughout the entire song. Next we have some vocals from a sample pack, I believe. This I cut up a whole bunch. I cut these up and then rearranged them and then kind of just added a bunch of like reverb and delay. I basically used this Far Wash rack from Jekyll and Hyde. Shouts out Jekyll and Hyde. Incredible rack that he put out. That's basically just like it's a reverb and then an auto filter that goes both ways. So it basically just acts as like a scoop in like both directions. It's really, really nice for like intros and stuff like that. And then another loop from a sample pack down here that I cut up and basically just did the same thing. I added a little bit of volume automation with Ahi's Auto Chopper, which is I think from Ahi's Racks Volume 1 or 2, maybe 3, I don't remember. I have a few of the Ahi Racks. They're really, really amazing, but I really liked this one specifically because it acted as like a nice little rhythmic volume shaper. Everything together. So yeah, those are the vocals that pretty much echo throughout the entire song. Also, what's really cool about this song is that I layered in some samples that I basically just recorded from around the area that we were staying in. I got this little river sample here. I washed it out, used some EQ, and that basically acts as like an atmospheric layer, just some basic noise to make the song not seem so bland, essentially, in the background elements. I have some sounds like this. And this is actually resampled steps on rocks and gravel and stuff that we were walking on. I basically just held my phone down to the ground as we were walking. And again, using the auto chopper from Ahi as a volume automation tool, I chopped it up and basically just like layered it in so it was a nice even cadence on beat. Lots of filtering down here, some glue compression to really pump it up and get it inside an audible range as opposed to just like a background element. Super, super cool. I really like that. And then we also have down here basically the same thing, but with just the river sample again. So that makes for a pretty cool intro right there. And then we also have some drums coming in. They're super heavily filtered in the beginning, so they make the drop drums hit a little harder. We'll get to the drop in a second, but yeah, I kind of just wanted to demonstrate the difference between the filtered drums and the drop drums. These are drums from my sample pack, again, out now on my Gumroad. Leave a description down there. I think it's the Charge Pack Volume 1 that one's in. If not, then it might not be out yet, but there's some very similar kicks in there. And then I used a decap snap, filtered it out a whole bunch, used Ahi's Radio Vox, which basically, you know, filtered it in and then kind of downsampled it a little bit, which is really, really cool. So, yeah, without that, normal, and then with it, and get that in, there we go. Yeah, really, really sick. I love how that turned out for the intro. And then the star of the show down here is the main bass. This was really, really, really fun to make. This main bass, I can get into it in the drop a little bit. But this was basically just like a sine wave with like a ton of harmonics layered in. I really went into Serum and like penciled in different types of harmonics to get it how I wanted. And then, yeah, just use white noise, saturation, and multiband dynamics and turned it into something really, really nice. And yeah, that's basically all it is up until the drop. So the drop, again, sounds like this. Before we get into this main part again up here, I have some nice little wubs down here that I made in Serum, which is really, really cool. These ones were just like, I can't remember if they were sine waves or square waves that I like filtered down to make somewhat similar to sine waves, but that's mainly the idea. Is you take like a very simple a very simple wavetable like a sine or a square, filter it down a little bit, and then move the filter so you create that wow effect with resonance. that was a lot of fun to make, and it really works well as a background element too, because if you take it out, then the drop is just a little too stale for my taste. But then once you add that little layer in, it adds like a nice little dimension to the background that I really, really like. So yeah, again, the main sub bass layer here was, like I said earlier, a sine wave with a ton of harmonics. If I open up Serum, you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. There's like an oscillator table editor, right? And then if you just on millimeters up here, you can see that it's basically just a sine wave, but when you start adding harmonics in, it starts to get like that. Basically, I was just going in and like adding different harmonics and like seeing what worked, what didn't. And you know, I got around to making something really, really cool. I don't know if I could even replicate it if I tried, but it was really fun. And then basically I added some erosion. The erosion basically just acted like a white noise. And then I added multi-band dynamics to really pump up the low end, the mids, and the highs with the white noise up here. So that's basically the idea behind it. And then with a bit more saturation and a few more tweaks, it sounds like this. I really, really like that because look how clean the waveform looks. You have a little bit of peaks like that aren't exactly perfect, because I mean you have like this little one right here that basically, you know, acts as like a warmth kind of thing. I don't know how it works. I just know it sounded good. Yeah, it almost looks like a saw wave, honestly. But anyway, yeah, that's the main bass behind it. Again, everything together sounds like this. That's pretty much it. The second drop is very, very similar, except I'm doing like some different volume automation things. I do also have one thing that I really, really like in here. Yeah, it's like a DJ scratch down here. It's an Uzi sample. And I cut it up, pitched it down, I believe, used some EQ. Yeah, that was really, really fun to insert in different parts of the turnarounds and whatnot. Yeah, but I mean, that's pretty much it. It's a very simple song, and I know I probably rambled on for way longer than I should have because I'm always really keen on like showing like little tiny things that make no difference to anybody except myself. But anyway, man, yeah, so this is Temple of the Blue Moon. It's out right now. You can go check it out on streaming services anywhere. Thank you for checking the video out. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the support. I'm playing Lost Lands this year, which is absolutely amazing. I can't believe this is happening. And I wouldn't be able to do it without support from you guys. So really, really genuinely thank you. I appreciate y'all so much. If you made it this far in the video, click subscribe. All the YouTuber stuff that people say to do. But yeah, man, I wanted to just break this track down because I haven't done a track breakdown in a minute. And yeah, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for everything. Again, if you made it this far, stream Temple of the Blue Moon. All right, love you guys. I'll see you later. Peace.